Hello everyone and welcome back to the weekly videos. Today I am going to talk about a very interesting topic, why familiarity builds trust, how brands win through repetition. Trust is one of the most important elements in marketing, yet it is rarely built overnight. One of the strongest ways brands build trust is through familiarity. As humans, we are naturally drawn to what feels known and predictable. When something becomes familiar, our brain interprets it as safer and more reliable. This psychological principle is known as the mere exposure effect. It explains why repeated exposure to a stimulus, such as a brand logo, slogan, or product, increases our positive feelings toward it. Even if we don't consciously notice it, repeated exposure slowly shapes our perception. What once felt neutral can start to feel comforting. In marketing, repetition plays a crucial role. Brands repeat their messages, visuals, and values across platforms to make sure they stay recognizable. The goal isn't to convince immediately, but to stay present in the consumer's mind. When a purchase decision arises, familiar brands feel like the safest option. Visual consistency is especially powerful. Using the same colors, logos, fonts, and tone of voice helps create a strong mental image. Over time, these visual elements become shortcuts in the brain, allowing consumers to recognize the brand instantly without thinking. In the digital world, familiarity is built even faster. Social media, online ads, and repeated content exposure increase visibility and credibility. When users repeatedly see a brand online, they begin to associate it with legitimacy and professionalism. The brand feels established, even if they haven't interacted with it directly. Familiarity also influences decision-making under uncertainty. When consumers are faced with multiple options, they tend to choose the brand they recognize. Known brands reduce perceived risk and make people feel more confident in their choice. Global brands like Coca-Cola, Nike, and Amazon are strong examples of this strategy. Their success is not only based on product quality, but on constant, consistent exposure over time. Their messages remain familiar, no matter the platform or location. Ultimately, familiarity doesn't replace quality, but it opens the door to trust. By showing up consistently and maintaining a clear identity, brands create a sense of reliability. Trust grows slowly, through repetition, presence, and recognition. In marketing, what feels familiar often becomes what feels trustworthy. Thank you very much for listening.